Tonight on NAIT NewsWatch.
The city of Edmonton looks to gain land in surrounding areas.
Having a little bit of land to grow is one thing. Taking up 38,000 acres.
An alarming study that shows high rates of child poverty in the province.
Children don't live in poverty alone. They live with their families.
The city enforces parking laws at crowded shopping centers.
But use the parking that's set aside for you and don't intrude on the parking that's set aside for those with reduced mobility.
NewsWatch starts now.
Good evening. Edmonton has begun an annexation process to acquire more land.
But this proposal does not come without opposition. Morgan Black has more on the story live from our news center.
After years of talk of annexation, the city has proposed a bid to Leduc County and Beaumont. But this decision does not come without questions from the Beaumont and Leduc residents.
Edmonton is looking to extend the city's limits west to Devon and south to include the international airport, as well as a large portion east of the highway to Beaumont. This process would involve annexing parts of Leduc County and the town of Beaumont.
And annexation is designed largely to address long-term need for growth. So in terms of the specific need, Edmonton's looking ahead 50 years to grow.
Edmonton is looking to grow up, in, and out. And because of this, they are looking to push the boundaries into Beaumont and Leduc. But not all of the citizens of Beaumont and the county of Leduc are happy with this proposition. Leduc and Beaumont residents expressed their apprehensions during a series of information sessions regarding the proposed annexation. These sessions were held this Monday, the last on Tuesday. Residents of the affected areas had many questions in this session, and more than a few qualms.
Not allowing the Niski business.
It is proposed.
Yes, proposed annexing.
This is ridiculous. Having a little bit of land to grow is one thing. Taking up 38,000 acres is quite another.
Leduc in particular is opposed to the annexation proposal. Leduc argues that the loss of so much farming land, reducing its tax base, combined with tax increases from joining the city, makes annexation an unwise move for them.
It is unanimous opposition. Unanimous.
The decision to annex the land will ultimately be made by the government of Alberta. Edmonton's last annexation occurred in 1982.
More information sessions will be held in upcoming months. These sessions hope to answer the questions brought up in prior sessions.
Now, Morgan, how long does the annexation process usually take?
It's quite a long process, so it can take anywhere from 2 to 5 years.
And why are they going south? Why not another direction?
When I spoke to Tim Brocklesby, he mentioned that 55% of the city is growing southwards towards the White Mud. So that's the main driving force behind this.
Thank you, Morgan. That was Morgan Black reporting live from our news center.
You're watching NAIT NewsWatch.
Despite the Alberta economy improving, a new report shows a high child poverty rate throughout the province. 1 in 10 children in Alberta are considered to be living in poverty, with more than half of those children coming from families with a full-time working parent. A push to hold the Alberta government to their promise to end child poverty by 2017 has groups like Alberta College Workers speaking up.
Children don't live in poverty alone. They live with their families. So of course it is a large investment in all sorts of programs.
Suggested plans of action include increasing spending in social programs, a child tax benefit, and increasing minimum wage.
Edmontonians had a chance to speak out about the upcoming municipal budget. A non-statutory public hearing was held at City Hall Monday to give Edmonton agencies and individuals a chance to speak up about the 2014 budget. With plans of a tax increase and big projects on the way, the city is being cautious with spending.
Well, you know, in previous years we've seen a lot of different agencies coming in asking for a lot of money. I think everybody has understood that this is going to be a difficult budget for a new council. We've got all of these new rec centers and LRT lines coming on, so there's not a lot of money going around. And so we got a couple of modest requests today, but so far we haven't heard a lot of encouragement for us to spend a whole bunch of additional money.
City Council will finalize the budget by the end of December.
An elderly man was hit by an LRT while crossing at a pedestrian walkway. Earlier this week, just north of Southgate Mall, a man in his 80s was sent to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Witnesses say he ignored all the warning signs of the oncoming train.
Obviously, they tended to his injuries on scene.
They weren't believed to be life-threatening at this point in time. He was transported to the University of Alberta Hospital, where he's obviously getting medical treatment and undergoing observation.
Officials are investigating further to see if there is a reason the man continued walking despite the warning lights flashing and bells ringing.
City Hall is reminding drivers to park where you're supposed to this holiday season.
Parking, so they're there for a reason.
Mayor Don Iveson declared this week as Accessible Parking Awareness Week. Drivers are being warned not to park in stalls authorized for the disabled.
Well, it's really frustrating because, I mean, there's never an excuse. If it's 5 minutes, if it's minus 40 out, there's never is an excuse. We need to leave them open for those who really need them. Because even if you're going to be a minute or two, it could take longer, and then that chance is lost by someone who really needs it.
Parking enforcement says that West Edmonton Mall and Northgate Mall drivers are issued the most tickets. If you are caught parking in a marked parking zone without a permit, you can receive a $250 fine.
This week, NAIT received a large donation from a former student. Edmonton-based Sherway Construction Group is supporting NAIT students by donating $500,000 on Tuesday. NAIT alumni Bruce Hagstrom is thankful for his time at NAIT.
3 of us have graduated from NAIT. So it's also giving back to the community. Sherway's been around for 40 years, so it was time to give back.
The funds will be used for projects and scholarships in civil engineering technology, geomatic engineering technology, welding apprenticeship, and heavy equipment technology apprenticeships.
Lasers are pointing in the right direction for Albertans. 2 Utah State University researchers, Mike Woodruff and Blake Crowther, teamed up with the Government of Alberta to develop a first-of-its-kind air monitoring unit in North America.
What it brings to the table is an ability to do more comprehensive type of monitoring, to do better source emission type of monitoring, and certainly provide that information to Albertans.
By using lasers, the LiDAR, Light Detection and Ranging Unit, is able to determine concentrations of greenhouse gases and other pollutants in the air.
An 8-year-old boy beat out thousands of contestant applicants, allowing him to live out his dream for a day. Taryn Sandhu Hothy was named Junior Fire Chief for a day on Wednesday. Beating out 5,000 other applicants in an annual Fire Prevention Week contest, Taryn was thrilled to spend the day touring the stations in City Hall.
Now, do you want to be a firefighter when you grow up?
Yeah, I want to be a firefighter.
It's huge. I mean, it's a really big day. We do this once a year, and it's their day.
Edmonton Fire Chief for a Day contest helps raise awareness about fire prevention, as well as rewarding students who show commitment to fire safety.
A unique clothing store may put your grandma out of business this holiday season. Ugly Christmas sweaters are hotter than ever, and for the first time in Edmonton, there's a one-stop shop to get them. The kiosk is called Holiday Rejects. It's located in Millwood's town center and has been selling sweaters to people of all ages. The company started online but has quickly taken off in Edmonton and Calgary.
Which one station? I like to start new things, and I just love to try different kind of businesses. And so for me, it's fun just trying something different. To be honest, this is my first job in retail, and it's been a blast.
The 3 owners will be making an appearance on the Canadian show Dragon's Den to see if they can make the kiosk into a store.
Coming up after the break, we get behind the mustache.
Rachel Prazek shaves into the face value of Movember.
What we're doing is raising money towards men's health awareness.
Hi, I'm Dexter Waddy, and coming up in sports, we meet a legendary sports broadcaster. Kelsey and Rachel visit the 101st Grey Cup, and I try my hand at CrossFit training.
And I, Cody Davidson, come at you with Sunday's weather. All that and more coming up in NAIT NewsWatch.
So we've been experiencing very interesting weather this season.
Yes, we've had highs, lows, making the roads kind of hard to drive on. Cody, what do we have to look forward to?
Well, luckily for the rest of the weekend, we're looking on the high side. But as for the rest of the region, we'll find out. Starting with Calgary at a low of -5 and a high of -3 with periods of snow. Taking it to Jasper with a low of -11 and a high of -10 with more periods of snow. Fort McMurray with a low of -13 and a high of -10. Cloudy with 60% chance of flurries. Edmonton here at home is around -7 with a high of -5, cloudy with 70% chance of flurries. The average temperature for Edmonton this time of year is around a low of -10 and a high of -6. And the average temperature altogether is somewhere in between -4 and 12, -12.
Weather sponsored by NR92, the station for the students.
So if you didn't get your Black Friday shopping in this weekend, there's going to be a blizzard on Monday, so you might just want to stay in and take advantage of the Cyber Monday sales instead.
Awesome. Thank you, Cody.
Thank you.
The end of November also means the end of Movember.
Yes, even though it's the end of the month-long campaign, the fight against prostate cancer is still on. Rachel Prazik has more on this story.
Movember started in 2003 with a group of men from Australia wanting to raise awareness and collect donations for prostate cancer by growing facial hair. Prostate cancer is found in the prostate gland of men. It is a slow-growing cancer and it can go undetected for years.
If it's slow-growing, a lot of them are left untreated. If it's a fairly aggressive cancer, then they have the treatment options of radiation, chemotherapy.
Prostate cancer is the most common in men, and 1 in 7 males are likely to be diagnosed with this form of cancer. A PSA test has been widely used to screen men for prostate cancer by testing the levels of PSA and the prostate gland. Everyone is pitching in to bring awareness to this cause in their own unique way.
We do. We're running a charity campaign in the electrical apprenticeship department, which I've sort of organized. And
many programs and groups at NAIT are participating in Movember by raising money in support of this good cause, but none are doing it quite like the Brovember crew.
So Brovember is the idea that the Bro Down on NR92 came up with, and what we're doing is raising money towards men's health awareness. In exchange for your donations, we are waxing our body.
The Brovember crew has already raised $250, and they are hoping to receive more donations up until the big shave-off. With the end of Movember upon us, you can expect to see many men sporting freshly shaven faces. Rachel Prazik, NAIT NewsWatch.
A former TSN personality was in town signing copies of his book.
Yes, and the Edmonton Eskimos have a new head coach.
Yes, they do. I'll have all that and more in this week's Look at Sports. The Edmonton Eskimos have named Chris Jones as their 20th head coach in franchise history.
And I fully expect to put together a tremendous staff. I fully expect to win a ton of games and bring a Grey Cup back here.
Jones has served in coaching roles for Montreal, Calgary, and Toronto, winning a championship in each city. Jones also has not missed the playoffs in his 12 CFL seasons.
And all I wanted to do is be a head football coach. And now I've got a chance to do it with what I feel like is the best organization in this league.
Chris Jones also served as a guest head coach at Eskimos training camp in 1999.
Chris mentioned that he was here in 1999. Once an Eskimo, always an Eskimo.
After a dismal 4-14 season, it's uplifting to see Eskimos GM Ed Hervey optimistic about the future of the team.
And I believe in Chris Jones. We should believe in Chris Jones, and the fans definitely should buy in and believe in Chris Jones, because it's a new day here in Edmonton, and things are going to be fantastic from here on.
The Ooks are playing great basketball and are headed to the Christmas break sporting an 8-2 record.
This team, the difference between this team and all of the teams I played on, we don't have no egos on this team. We got a bunch of real good guys and we all get along. And it didn't take a long time for us to gel together.
It didn't take long at all for the Ooks to gel together. With 15 new faces and a new coach, the Ooks pretty much have a brand new team. But this brand new team sits atop their division standings with an 8-2 record and find themselves ranked nationally for the first time this season.
It's great, it's definitely something that we knew we could do, but we definitely want to push to top 3 by the end of the year. So.
Coach Connolly doesn't want his team to get too consumed by the early season results.
I said to the guys last night, I said, it's kind of like we got a test back. It's not like we're done. We haven't had our midterm yet. We haven't had the final or nothing, but we got a test back and we did well. So we know we're going in the right direction.
Mike Connolly coached the Keanu Huskies to second in the province, which gave them a berth to CCA Nationals in Quebec last year. Let's hope we can replicate the same success this season. It's not every day that the arguably most popular Canadian sportscaster visits Edmonton. Former TSN sportscaster Jay Onrait was in town signing copies of his newly published book, Anchorman. Jay hails from Athabasca, Alberta, and appreciates the chance to come back to Edmonton. Fans had a chance to take pictures with and have brief chats at chapters with Jay Onrait as he signed copies of his book.
Oh, dude, thank you. Appreciate it. Hi, how are you guys?
Jay Onrait also received gifts from fans enamored by the opportunity to meet the sportscaster. I didn't know what to expect when I signed up for CrossFit. My friend David Hansen had recommended it to me, and I guaranteed I would not feel my body the next day, so I decided to give it a try in this week's End Zone Challenge.
The thing with CrossFit is that it pushes you to your limits at any given time.
When I first walked into the CrossFit gym, or box if I want to use proper lingo, I had no idea what I was in store for. My workout began how most CrossFit sessions do, with a set of warm-ups. Simple enough. Squat jumps, bear walks, and crab walks, what I thought would be a cakewalk. Putting in work on the warm-up. Next came the skill development. Back squats. After being instructed on proper form, we had to perform 5 sets of 5 back squats. Aiden recommended starting at a low weight and working your way up until you're comfortable. Now you gotta start light and just work your way up. Just when I thought I was done, we begun the fun part.
I'm gonna start the timer. Once I start, every 3 minutes.
The workout of the day, often abbreviated as a WOD.
Just come in and give it a try is the big thing. A lot of people look at CrossFit and they see the CrossFitters on TV and they think, oh, I've got to be this intense or I've got to be this fit to start CrossFit. But in reality, any person of any, ability or any fitness level can try it.
We were tasked with performing a circuit of 5 pull-ups, 5 burpees, and 5 squats continuously for 9 minutes.
We're gonna need maybe a couple caution wet floor signs, maybe a towel or something.
CrossFit was a lot of fun, but I'm not the only one who's recently had lots of fun. Rachel Prazik and Kelsey Lidinwick went to the 101st Grey Cup last weekend.
Thanks, Dexter. Last weekend, Rachel and I had the opportunity of a lifetime. We applied about a month ago on a whim for media accreditation for the 101st Grey Cup and ultimately ended up getting it, and that began our big trip.
Yep, so last weekend we attended the 101st Grey Cup in Regina, so here's a look at our journey. Watching the Grey Cup on TV or being at the stadium is one thing, but being able to be behind the scenes and take part in all the festivities working up to the big game is an incredible experience. Even though the trip was only a week ago, those pictures definitely bring back a lot of good memories for the both of us.
I can't wait to go next year, so fingers crossed we get it again. Back to you, Dexter.
Dexter, it seems like you always choose the hardest end zone challenges.
Yeah, my body doesn't like me for it, so.
That's awesome. And what about the girls? It looks like they have a ton of fun in Saskatchewan.
I was so jealous. I hope that I get the chance to go sometime in the future.
Yeah, hopefully next year.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Thanks, ladies.
Thank you. Coming up after the break, Nicole and I head to the Festival of Trees.
We are reading some books to the kids to raise money for the University Hospital.
It's the kids. It's just seeing the kids light up.
Hi, I'm Kirsten Green, and coming up in entertainment, we take a look at a local performance of a Disney classic and how Harry Potter fans are reacting to the Harry Potter exhibit. I'll have all that and more coming up in entertainment.
Haircut and color provided by Ivory Noir, Edmonton's first color correction salon.
The North Pole came to us this weekend. Christmas festivities kicked off for a good cause.
Andre and I headed down to the 29th Annual Festival of Trees to take in the sights and sounds of the holiday spirit.
And the Grinch grabbed the tree and he started to shove.
Our hearts grew 3 sizes bigger that day, being 2 out of 2,000 volunteers at the festival. We read at the Story Nook and visited Santa's Den, just a couple of booths children can enjoy.
As we come together, we celebrate the season, and also what we do is we touch so many families. Like when you see the kids coming through for school, or when you see the families come together this weekend.
The event is expected to raise $1.5 million by the end of the weekend. All proceeds go to the Mazakowski Alberta Heart Institute and the K Edmonton Clinic.
Musical numbers, creative costumes, and an outstanding cast came to life in a twist on a Disney classic.
And both Harry Potter and Xbox fans get a sneak peek at midnight. Kirsten Green has all that and more in entertainment.
A Disney classic is being brought to Edmonton in a creative way this November.
Massive paws, killer claws for the feast. Hear him roar, see him foam, but we're not coming home till he's dead. Good and dead. Kill the beast. I won't let you do this. Try and stop us.
A theater performance of an original animated classic, Beauty and the Beast, is being performed at Victoria School of the Performing Visual Arts. Beauty and the Beast focuses on the relationship between a prince, who is turned into a beast due to his selfishness, and Belle, a young lady who is imprisoned in his castle. Over 70 grade 7 to 9 students at Victoria School of the Performing Visual Arts took part in this play. If you're a fan of the original Disney classic, then you're sure to enjoy it. The performance runs for 2 hours and is filled with lifelike costumes and musical performances.
The thing about theater is that it doesn't have to be exactly like it was in the movie, right? So there's little differences in the play than the movie that exist within the adaptation, I guess. Gamer fans gathered at the Microsoft store in West Edmonton Mall on November 21st.
Here, right here. This is what dreams are made of. Right here.
West Ed's Microsoft store held a midnight release for the Xbox One. 300 people gathered at the store to celebrate the release of Microsoft's latest console. With catered food and a big crowd, many people came to either enjoy the store or purchase the new Xbox.
The Xbox One right off the bat, phenomenal. I love the reaction time with the controller. The controller itself is excellent.
The Xbox One costs $500 and is released a week after the PS4. For all of you comedy fans, Will Ferrell is back as Ron Burgundy in the sequel Anchorman 2: The Legend Continues, and is guaranteed to keep you laughing just as much as the first one did. Ron Burgundy is back, and him and his news crew head to New York's first 24-hour news channel in hopes of reliving the glory days.
Cruise control just regulates speed. It doesn't steer.
He says we're all gonna die.
That is gonna make one hell of a story.
Their goal is to become #1 again, no matter what it takes.
Welcome to GNN, the Global News Network.
Tell us about the new head honcho.
Linda Jackson is a winner.
Linda Jackson, how are you, my friend?
This is Linda.
Oh, black. You're not black or Asian.
I'm gay.
Do you sleep in a coffin?
No, that's vampires.
Are you allowed to be out in the sun?
Those are also vampires.
Are you a vampire? Let's take a look at the big map. Where's the map? Look at the monitor. Yeah.
Oh, God. Ron, where's my legs? I don't have any legs, Ron. Ah! 93!
No, Brick.
93!
This movie looks absolutely hilarious, and I'm gonna have to check it out when it hits theaters. Anchorman 2: The Legend Continues hits theaters on December 20th. For those of you interested in catching the advanced screening on December 16th, I have a free guest pass for the first person to answer this question correctly. What is the name of the female character who plays Ron Burgundy's co-star in the first Anchorman movie? Tweet your answer to @NAIT NewsWatch. Last week, we gave you an inside look at the Harry Potter exhibit. This week, fans get their own chance to delve into the magical world of Harry Potter.
Weasley! Weasley! Weasley!
444 Harry Potter fans lined up for the midnight release of the Harry Potter exhibit on November 22nd. Those fans who bought advance tickets got to see James and Oliver Phelps, otherwise known as the Weasley twins, cut the ribbon at midnight to announce the official grand opening of the Harry Potter exhibit.
Like, I'm just super excited. Like, I can't believe this came to Edmonton. Like, this has been going around the world for, I think, 4 or 5 years.
At midnight, the Phelps twins led fans into the exhibit. Fans were let into the exhibit in 15-minute increments and were able to enjoy the exhibit until 3 a.m. The exhibit displays most of the props from all the Harry Potter films and is open to the public until March 9th, 2014. In this week's viral video, we take a look at a real-life version of Harry Potter, who is sure to amuse any Harry Potter fan.
Do you know where platform 9 3/4 is?
9 3/4?
Yeah. Do you know where platform 9 3/4 is? Yeah, I have my tickets.
I know 9. I know 10.
Oh, sir. Do you know where platform 9 3/4 is?
My name's Ralph Weasley.
Hello.
Where's your parents?
Where's my parents?
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, they're dead.
Last week, we took a look at the final 6 contestants in NewsWatch for Pets. Today, the winners are revealed. Hashtag NewsWatch for Pets finalists have been actively campaigning for votes on our website this week, and it has paid off for our 2 winners. Congratulations to Kaylee Sword and Trina Bruin on having the cutest pets on campus. We'll be in touch this week to get your prizes provided by PetSmart and the Nest Tap House and Grill. Those pets are absolutely adorable. Wish I had a dog. Thank you for watching. That's all for entertainment this week.
Yes, thank you for watching NAIT NewsWatch. This is actually our last NAIT NewsWatch of the season, but we'll be back.
Yes, in the next couple of weeks we have a NAIT NewsWatch Extras, which dive in a little bit deeper into the stories around the city.
Yes, you can catch us online at naitnewswatch.ca.
Or you can tweet us at NAIT NewsWatch. And those pet pictures were absolutely adorable, hey?
Yes, they were. I'm upset I didn't get a picture of my dog and I in there, but next time.
Excellent, thank you so much.